We're here to announce a new solution, but before we start, I want to give you a little bit of context
for why we built this and what problem we're actually solving. So if you look at the slide, it says B2B activation can be tricky, can be messy, right? And the question is, kind of why? And the answer is really pretty simple, right? If you think about the Trade Desk or any DSP or SSP for that matter, they were designed to solve one problem, right? B2C versus B2B. So what is B2C? B2C is a single decision maker, single moment in time, right? At a very cost-effective advertising budget, right? Single decision, right moment in time, highly efficient. B2B, very different problem set, right? You're selling to an organization, not an individual. So you got many decision makers, many moments in time, right? Much higher consideration. And so all the tools that a Trade Desk or an SSP would design are meant to solve B2C versus B2B. So if you look at what those tools are, frequency capping, for example, right? At the device level, right? A single person, not an organization. Identity graphs were built to stitch my iPad to my iPhone to my TV, no consideration of the organization. Channels, for example, CTV, it's about the household, not the organization. So we looked at this and said, these tools simply don't apply to B2B. So how can we get together and reimagine how to use these tools to solve a B2B problem? And Brent and I have been working on this for well over a year. So we want to talk about this new solution solving for B2B versus B2C.
It's great to be here representing the Trade Desk. We're very proud of this solution, partnering with Bombora. I work with data onboarding. I'll get into my role a little bit. I work with data onboarding quite a bit and can attest to the fact that when segments are onboarded to a DSP, the segments just fall under the overarching category title that they were pushed into the DSP under. So that can be 50,000 IDs, it can be 50 million IDs, but we're going to treat every ID signal the same. And the job of the DSP is to win auctions favorably and deliver efficiency for the marketing budget. That is not how ABM is designed, where ABM needs recognition from every single company evenly. So getting to my role at Trade Desk, I'm on a platform solutions team. I work in the go-to-market team, report up to our national head of sales, and so I get a very clear picture of what our business development team calls on, what verticals we do well at. But I work on platform solutions, which really works with our APIs. We help major companies build their media businesses to our platform. We look at how they're going to use campaign connectors, data onboarding. My department's best known for the Walmart integration at Trade Desk, which is the largest retail media business built directly to our platform. So I work with our product teams, I work with solution architects, I work with our TAM team mostly. At Trade Desk, B2B really stuck out as something that was assigned throughout our go-to-market teams, and yet the traction wasn't where I would have expected. I have a long history in B2B. I came to Trade Desk 2.5 years ago, and I had called on some of our innovations teams and wondered what was going on. And they said, we have a robust data marketplace. We have probably the most robust data marketplace for B2B data, so we must be good. And yet, we're onto other things, mostly TV. I look at our product roadmap, and that has to go through a panel of senators. Those senators represent different departments. It goes through executive committees. You can imagine a roadmap is pretty nailed down for 2 years in advance. So to get things done, I looked at the an innovations team, which is like responsive innovation. So some of our largest clients maybe make demands about platform customization. It's majorly backlogged. Like everybody, all of our largest clients think that they're the center of the world, and so they have customization requests way backlogged into the future. So in order to come up with B2B innovation, and Mark, was just constantly hitting my innovation nerve, and I'm like, I know something can be done here. And the reason I knew it was because I was working with a custom algorithm company. Trade Desk actually invested in them, called Chalice. And Chalice was writing custom algorithms using our APIs, which could affect down to the user level what we call user scoring. We call it volume control, multidimensional bidding. These things aren't available in the UI, but with our APIs and custom algorithms, there are things we could do with the platform that are incredibly granular and potentially problem solving. The thing we needed, though, was when data gets onboarded, we lose all the metadata. The metadata is where maybe the company definitions lie. Every trade desk ID correlates to a company, and that metadata lives at Bombora. So I said, Mark, if we really want to break through this and solve a problem, what do you say you give up your entire data file? All the metadata behind it, everything that makes your company, on all the proprietary assets, and just let us have it. That's never been done. But Chalice as an intermediary was a potential. And so that's what took about a year and a half, is to work out some of the commercials privacy guidelines, but we architected this ABM solution that could deliver down to the individual user, and really with a transparent reporting that's never been touched before. So this is what I think we're next going to talk about, the reveal of what this looks like. So we're leaving a testimonial up here from our VP of Marketing, Mike Fine. But there's just a tremendous story behind it. I was sitting at a lunch at Trade Desk cafeteria. Oh, who are you? Mike Fine, VP of Marketing. Oh, that's great. Never met, the executive marketing team. I don't normally work with them. He's like, what do you work on? I explained custom algorithms. I'm like, I'm working on this B2B project. We're trying to solve for transparent ABM, and I think we've cracked it. And he fell back in his chair, and he's like, we have a huge ABM budget, and we're currently RFPing outside of the trade desk, which makes our CMO absolutely batty. That we have to go outside trade desk because we can't solve for what Trade Desk's own marketing team, our ABM strategy is, agencies, our top 50 accounts, top 500 global. So we quickly started collaborating. He's like, I can't believe this is right under our nose. You guys are solving for what we were RFPing outsourced. So we fast-tracked them as the alpha partner. It was an incredible experience to see their reaction of what was built. Our marketing team was working in ABM, but they're not really experts either. And when we started delivering the transparent reporting, they're in a situation where they'll never see ABM the same. And it was a really great experience.
Yeah, and to go on to a few more, as Brennan said, this was really grassroots. Brennan and I met, and his background was DataZoo, which is also a B2B company. And we just started riffing on all the problems that I went through with B2C versus B2B. And we just kind of, woke up to the fact that we can actually solve this together. And it's been very grassroots. Jake Henry sitting here works with the Trade Desk sellers. And we've been rolling this out now in beta. We're talking to probably 30 companies. And I've never seen a reaction to this. And Jake had a great quote last night. He was talking to one of his clients, and they said, why didn't this exist before? Right? And the fundamental problem is DSPs don't contain the data that you need, right, to actually create this stuff. And so we had to create a system where we could solve for identity, solve for transparency, right, outside the platform, and then be able to bring it in. That's really what we've created, and these are just some of the quotes.
So now that we've set the stage, here's an example of the type of output that you can expect when implementing intelligent ABM. Typically, when there's no custom algorithms involved, no artificial intelligence manipulation, you can expect your programmatic campaign to have uneven delivery, oftentimes missing several lists or several companies on your key account list. The worst part about it is you won't even know it because you don't get that transparent reporting. You have no way of validating that your list is actually working, that your campaign's actually working. So what we've created is a way for you to have that transparency, a way for you to justify that your campaigns are working as intended and validate that spend. So this is just a sample report that you can see on here. Obviously a snapshot, typically a report will contain thousands of rows of data. And what's interesting here, and what we really wanted to call out, was that not only do you get to see the number of impressions served broken down by company and actually see the variance, but you can also see the difference in the unique IDs as well. So some of the smaller companies where you have hundreds of unique IDs, some of the larger companies that you're also hitting, and you can validate that and share that back with your decision makers.
Yeah, and just to highlight for a moment, if you look at these two boxes, right, the 48,000 uniques, right, Trade Desk is designed, again, to reach individual devices, right moment in time at highly efficient scale. Without this product, every impression you bought would go to that first row, right, and it would exhaust that row before it went down. So if you're serving to an ABM list of, say, 20,000 companies, right, and 2,000 of those are multinationals, well, guess what? Because of the way the algorithms at Trade Desk are designed, and Google for that matter, you're going to serve all your impressions to 2,000 companies. 18,000 aren't even going to get served, right? That's the problem with the way DSPs are designed. This solution corrects for that.
And we're continuing to iterate on reporting capabilities as well. This is early stages, and we're really excited to get this into general availability. And we're taking all that feedback that we're hearing about wanting that control of campaign delivery, and transparent reporting is really important to us.
So what is this thing that we're announcing, right? It's ABM at Trade Desk scale. Now you can control for frequency, you can solve for transparency, you can see where every impression is going. We're going to tie that into the insights that Chalet was just talking about. So now we're treating companies the way traditionally ad tech has treated individual consumers. Right? So ABM at Trade Desk scale, complete control and frequency, and 99% on target, meaning if you've got an ABM list of 20,000 companies, we're going to show you every single impression served to every single one of those companies, and when. Also cross-channel. Now you want to do CTV to video, right, to display. That's all going to be tied in one report. So it really is a new way to do ABM and B2B at the scale of Trade Desk, and with Trade Desk behind this.
The cross-channel is massive, and it would not have been possible except we happen to have released a new version of our raw event data stream called Reds that has a product called Originating ID, which it just so happened to coincide with what we're building. So the cross-channel, cross-device, and television work with the same granularity and reporting. So that was a stroke of great timing.
Yeah, Brendan likes to say it was really kismet. Like, he had lunch with the CMO of Trade Desk when they got excited. This new product was released at the same time. And so it really has a lot of things have come together, but it's taken us 18 months to pull this together, and we're announcing it today. So I think that's it.